So the Lakers have maintained interest in Dejounte Murray. Allegedly, they want to continue to try to go after this. I see it as fruitless. I don't think the Hawks are going to trade Dejounte Murray. D'Angelo Russell's not going to interest them. But like, I don't know. What do you guys think? I just think it's just a dumb thing to continue to go. But this report is coming from Shams Charania of The Athletic. The Los Angeles Lakers pursued a trade for Dejounte Murray during the 23-24 season. They still maintain that interest in him. He's no longer with Clutch, I think. No, that's Trae Young. Either way, Shams Charania said on Pat McAfee's show that they've maintained the level of interest. They face a decision about the number one pick if they're going to keep Trae Young or Murray or keep both of them. And that's going to be based on the determination of the value of both players on the market. Dejounte Murray signed an extension last offseason, and people are quite keen about him. I just don't think there's a trade out there for him. And I don't know. I just think that's like basically there. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to be going to the Sixers and all that stuff. So I just don't think there's a trade out there that fits them.
Yo, what's going on, guys? And there's this rumor going on or being perpetuated that the Hawks could trade both Trae Young and Dejounte Murray and just restart everything with the number one pick. I think it's dumb, but they're basically saying like a new regime, new everybody, maybe just restart with the board fresh and get as many assets as you can.
Now, personally, do I think that's the right move before we get into today's video? No. And because some people are going to be like, well, they only made one Eastern Conference Finals. Well, I'm going to respond. They made it to one Eastern Conference Finals in the first 6 years of Trae Young's career. That's pretty good. Okay, most teams would kill for that. And I just don't think there's a reason, and I understand what's crazy is that I know some people could say that Trae Young has plateaued in terms of scoring and efficiency wise, as his efficiency numbers have been at 43% from the field and like 35% from three ever since that 21 to 22 season when he played he put up 46% on 38% from three and also went out and averaged like 28 points and made NBA third team. So that is something that people need to understand, is that yes, he hasn't been that super efficient dude that he was in his second season or in his fourth season. I guess in his second season he wasn't as efficient, but you know what I mean. So I look at this scenario, I look at everything, and I think, all right, why would they do this? Again, it's because it's a new regime. So this is coming from Bill Simmons, Bill Simmons knows nothing. Bill Simmons is just a fan that got famous. Now, it remains unclear how the Hawks will be proceeding, but according to NBA analyst Bill Simmons, the answers become more clear. Speaking on his Impetus podcast, Simmons revealed that a few of his sources within the Hawks organization, more than likely than not, are going to move from both Trae Young and Dejounte Murray. Quote, this is the thing I keep hearing from people, is that if I was an over of one on FanDuel, Trae and Murray getting traded, and that's the over one, and you could bet under, push, or over, that some people seem to think both of those guys are getting traded is a thing I've heard from different people that don't know each other, who know things. They said that the Hawks are just like, you know what, we've got the number one pick, this didn't work, we got to the conference finals that one time, let's just try to blow this up, end quote. Bill Simmons said on the latest episode of his podcast. And I just think that's the stupidest thing ever. Why? And we know that following the combine, that several executives told Hoops Hype that they value Dejounte Murray over Trae Young due to his contract length and average annual salary. We know that the Pelicans are a team that are looking to either trade for Trae Young or Dejounte Murray. So what do you do? I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys expect and what? But I think it's an interesting situation because I think you trade one of the guys. I just think you don't find a guy like Trae Young that easy. And you're only 6 years into this. And you've only built the team around him once that worked. And that was when you had basically everyone 6'7" or above next to him. You need a 6'7" shooting guard. You need to follow the blueprint that the Warriors built with Mr. Steph Curry.